Hey Factory! Hey everyone in room 3, Mrs. Meiron here. I miss y'all so much. I hope everything's going good at your homes and that you're keeping busy. And I'm sorry about everything going on, but hopefully your parents are reading all the emails and we'll be getting on distance learning very soon. This week, just have them look at all the instructions from the district and then you'll be getting emails from me. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I'm just here to say hey and maybe read some more from our book because we were so waiting to finish it. So I thought some of you might like to hear some more from The Indian in the Cupboard. So if you remember, we left off where Boone was hurt and Little Bear had hurt him, but they couldn't find the key. And so we don't know what, he's dying, I believe. So let's see what's going to happen. Chapter 15, Underfloor Adventures. Omri and Patrick decided they must take it turns to sit up all night with Boone. This was going to be tricky because of the light showing under the door, but Omri unearthed the lopsided remains of a candle he had made himself from the candle-making kit. We can put it behind the dressing-up crate, then the light won't show. They got into their PJs. Patrick was supposed to be sleeping on a folding bed, so they got it ready to avoid arousing suspicion. When Omri's mother came in to kiss them goodnight, they were both in bed, apparently reading. The fact that Omri was reading in semi-darkness was nothing unusual. She was always at him about it. "Oh, Omri, why don't you switch on the bedside light? You'll ruin your eyes." "It doesn't work," said Omri promptly. "Yes, it does. Daddy fixed it this morning. You know what was wrong with it." "What?" said Omri impatiently, wishing for once that she would go. "That wretched rat of Gillen's had made a nest under the floorboards and lined it up with bits of insulation it gnawed off the wires. It's a wonder it didn't electrocute itself." Omri sat up sharply. "Do you mean it's loose?" His mother gave a lopsided smile. "Where have you been keeping yourself? It's been loose since last night. Haven't you noticed Gillen frantically looking for it? It seems to have taken up residence under your bed." "Under my bed!" Omri yelled, leaping out and dropping to his knees. "It's no use looking for it. I mean, right under the floor. Daddy caught a glimpse of it today when he had the boards up, but he couldn't catch it, of course. It's a matter of waiting till it comes out for food. And then," but Omri wasn't listening, "a rat. That's all they needed." "Mom, we've got to get it. We've got to." "Why? You're not scared, are you?" "Me? Scared of that dumb rat? Of course not. But we've got to catch it," said Omri desperately. He felt wild and furious. How could Gillen have let the thing go? The perils that a rat presented to these little men simply turned his blood cold. Why all the rooms in the house should he have chosen his? He was tearing frantically at the edge of the carpet, trying to pull it back when his mother hiked him to his feet. "Omri, that carpet and those floorboards have been taken up once today, and they've been put back once and everything tidied up. Rat or no rat, I'm not going through it all again tonight. Now go to bed and go to sleep." "But—" "Into bed, I said. Now." And when she used that tone, there was no arguing with her. Omri got into bed, he was kissed, watched the light go off, and the door close. As soon as her footsteps had faded, he leaped up again, and so did Patrick. "Now we must definitely stay awake all night. We mustn't close our eyes for a moment," said Omri. He was hunting through his ancient collection of book matches for one out of which his father had not cut the matches. At last he found one and lit the candle. They very gently moved Boone's bed out of hiding onto the bedside table. They set the candle beside it and sat each on each side, watching Boone's dreadfully ill-looking face. The pink square of the Band-Aid moved frantically up and down as he breathed. You could hardly see it. It was like watching the long hand of a clock moving. Only the strongest concentration enabled them to detect the faint motion. "Hadn't we better move the seed box up here too?" whispered Patrick. In the moment when Little Bear had shot Boone, Omri had almost been angry enough to have fed him to the rat, but now his fury had cooled. He certainly didn't want anything awful to happen. "Yes, let's." Between them they cleared a place on the table and lifted up the box with its longhouse, fireplace, and the hitching post all out of reach of the prowling rodent. "Careful, don't frighten the horses." The horses, however, were getting used to being carried about, and they hardly looked up from the munching their little piles of grass cuttings. There was no sign of life from the longhouse. There followed a timeless period of just sitting there silently, their eyes fixed on Boone's still figure in the flickering candlelight. Omri began to feel lightheaded a bit. The candle flame went fuzzy, and Boone's body seemed to vibrate as he stared at it. At the back of his mind, something else was nagging. He didn't ask himself what it was, because he had a superstitious feeling that if he let his mind wander from Boone, even for a minute, he would slip away into death. It was as if only Omri's will and Patrick's were keeping that tiny, fragile heart beating. Suddenly, though, a thought, like a landscape lit by lightning, flashed to the forefront of Omri's brain. He sat up, his eyes wide open, and he held his breath. Patrick! Patrick jumped. He'd been half asleep. What? The key! I know where it is! Where? I wonder where the key is. We will have to wait and find out later. So I will put this on YouTube, and hopefully everyone will get to watch it. If not, I'll figure out another way to get y'all to be able to see me reading from the Indian in the Cupboard. Until next time, everybody take care. Bye.